want to say a little bit about like how much this moment means to me. And the first thing I want to say is that my mom, who is such a big part of my life, is one of the major reasons why I'm standing before you today. She immigrated from China to Canada when I was 4 years old for the promise of a better future for her only child. And because of her, I am here and I get to do what I want to do, so I want to thank her for that. I felt I wasn't a very outstanding kid growing up, but that changed in high school. I met my dear and lifelong friend and mentor, Mrs. Janet Christ, who was my calculus and math club teacher, as well as my cross-country and track coach. And she believed in me, she inspired me, she saw more in me than I even did myself. And I want to thank her for that because her contributions have led me to where I am right now. Then in my grade 11 summer, I attended SHAD, and there I met Dr. Kingsley Hurlington, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight, but he was another amazing, wonderful, spectacular teacher. He saw more in me than I even did myself at that time, and it's mainly because of him that I applied to 4 Ivy League universities out of high school. Long story short, I didn't get into any of them, but Stanford sent me a very, very nice rejection letter, so that helped a little bit. But to be honest, Kingsley was such a major impact on my life, so I want to thank him as well. Then I decided after those rejections and the acceptance from UofT for undergrad that I would go to UofT because it is and was the best in Canada. Better than McGill. And so the first year of my undergrad, I worked so hard. I stayed up late every night. I studied my butt off. I got really good grades, but long story short, my brain took a beating and broke, for lack of a better term. From that point forward, I dealt with serious mental health struggles, and it was such a challenge. Those were such dark times, and I didn't feel at all like myself. And then I had a doctor who was helping me, but the more they told me, oh, it's okay, you have accomplished so much, you're able to do this, it's amazing for someone who has what you have. And I was deeply unsettled and unhappy, and this affected everyone who loved me around me. Then my family took a chance on a homeopath who was in my hometown, who apparently worked magic. His name was Dr. Mark Ho, and he did work magic. He prescribed me remedies that really helped me manage my mental health struggles, and that really helped me feel like myself again and start performing academically again. And then that was good because at that time I was also starting to apply to Masters of OT programs across Canada. And I can still remember the moment when I got that UofT acceptance. I was in the living room with my mom, and we were watching All the President's Men, a movie, together in the living room. And I hear a ding go off on my phone. And I didn't think too much about it because we were watching the movie. And then as the movie credits were rolling, I checked my phone quickly, see it's from UofT OT. And then I feel this pang of anxiety and anticipation in my stomach. And then I open it, hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst. And I read the first line, congratulations. And I turn to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I got into UofT OT. And she's like, you're kidding me. And I said, no, look at the email. And then she whips off her glasses, stares at the phone, and inch from her face for what seems like a short eternity. And she runs to the bedroom where my dad was watching TV, shouting at the top of her lungs, Mark, even got into UofT OT. That was the happiest I've ever seen my mom. She was jumping and shouting and hugging me and jumping and shouting more. In many ways, my parents, who watched me grow up and helped me, feel my accomplishments even more than I feel them myself. And they've been through with me through the thick and the thin, and they've been through that for me no matter what. So I want to thank them and show them my appreciation. Still, it wasn't easy watching all my OT friends graduate the year before me. Sometimes, actually several times, I thought to myself, is this even worth it? Should I just give up? I felt like a failure, especially like after my failed placement at Providence. And I was thinking, maybe OT isn't for me. But I persevered because I knew in my spirit and soul that if I didn't do this, if I quit, I would never live with myself. When the only thing standing between me and graduation was my final fieldwork placement. It was so close, but many times it felt so far. Now, I stand before you today as a graduate of the Masters of Occupational Therapy program at UofT. Woo! I'm so proud and happy to live this moment with you. To be honest, it's been such a journey, but it's been worth it. And I just want to say too that my success today means so much to me, but it also means so much to you. For several reasons, but also for this. It means that hard work, perseverance, and grit pay off. Yeah. Being a good person pays off. As my self-help books and love of reading have taught me, it's that good things happen to people who do good things. Hope and change is possible. And yes, we can, as Barack Obama famously said. Be the change you wish to see in the world, said Gandhi. And my favorite and the ending line of The Great Gatsby, so we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Thank you so much for being here, for being my amazing, spectacular friends. It means so much to me that you're here to celebrate this moment with me, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because I wouldn't be here without your support. So let's get this cake cut and let's get this party started.